Good afternoon, everyone. We are excited for you to join us today for our Did You Know series. I am so excited to bring to you some tools and tips on how to create an awesome social post. So that's what we are going to be going into today. We have created this Did You Know series and we have seen some really great excitement. So we are glad that you are joining us today. Our numbers are shooting up, so this will be really fun for all of us to dive into. So my name is Elise Lambert, and we will be going over how to create a captivating social post today. I work with FMG. I'm the Director of Enterprise Marketing. And I, like you, I've actually been in your seat before. I have been an advisor myself, so I understand what it is that you go through and how many hats you all wear on a daily basis. It really, sometimes it's too many to count. And so we want to come alongside you all as your partner and as a resource to provide these valuable webinars, of course, but ultimately to make your job easier, right? You are a financial professional. You are incredibly great at your job. And so how can we come alongside you and help you with some of those marketing initiatives that you might have? So like I said, today is our Did You Know series covering how to create a captivating social post and emails, and how we can incorporate some integrations that are existent today in the FMG world. So we're going to dive right into it. We only have 30 minutes and I have a lot of items I'd like to cover. First and foremost, in the chat, if you'd like, would love to just kind of see where everyone is beaming in from. So either put it in the question box, would love to see where it is you're coming from. I live in North Texas. I live in Fort Worth. I'm originally a Colorado girl that got stuck down here, so not too mad about it, but would love to see where everyone's coming in from. And I'm already getting some fun messages. We have California, Hawaii, Chicago. It's so cool that we can all come together from all across the country and join in today. So very nice to see everyone. Montana, Maryland, Vegas, Iowa. Wow, so nice to see you all. All right, we got another Colorado person. Awesome. So we'll get going. Would love to keep seeing these as they come in. Really nice to see everyone. So, like I said, Elise Lambert, Director of Product and Enterprise Marketing. I work with FMG at the enterprise level, but I have used these tools myself. And so today I'm going to hopefully give you some tips and tricks to the trade to create these awesome posts. And of course, any questions that you have, put them in the question box. Also, would love for you to log into your dashboard with us, right? So log in, use this in real time. Just a couple of housekeeping items. This recording will be sent afterwards, but most importantly, take notes. So I am an old washed up athlete. If you've been to any of my webinars, I say it all the time, but all these things are slowly ingrained in your brain. And one of the things that I always had a coach say was always take notes and at least write down the numbers 1, 2, and 3. Knowledge without action is wasted. And so if you can at least take 3 actionable items away from our time today, put them into practice, I think it's going to be a really valuable use of your time and something that you can help implement immediately, right? We want results. You guys are busy. And so how can we get this going and start running with awesome social posts and emails? So log in, follow along. Let's do this together. And so this is our agenda. We're going to cover what makes a good social post. What are some of those elements that seem, you're scrolling through LinkedIn and you see people that have a lot of comments, or you see that they're starting to get a lot of views. Why is that? And we're going to dive into the general makeup of that. We're going to uncover some awesome integration. So we're going to cover Canva. If you haven't utilized it, if you don't know where it is, your dashboard, I'm going to show you, as well as Unsplash. So 2 awesome tools that are right here in your FMG dashboard that you can take advantage of. And then of course, I'm going to do this all live as well. So we'll dive right in, but this is something that I find astonishing, but 5 million affluent investors use social media to research financial decisions. That means your current clients, your prospective clients are going on to, of course, Google, but they're taking it one step further. They are going to Facebook, they are going to LinkedIn, they are checking your Twitter feeds, and because they want to see that their financial professional or future financial professional is someone that is relevant, someone that is credible, and someone that is personable, right? This is all about building relationships, most importantly, and being able to have great social posts and really great emails is to create relationships and to create that bond and to make an impact. So just a stat right there that I think really stood out to me that I wanted to share with you all. And so what makes a good social post? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of little items that go, but I pulled a couple of my favorites. And one of the biggest things is sometimes we just don't write with the right audience in mind, and that's okay because they didn't teach us this stuff in school. They didn't teach us how to write a social post, right? When I was going to school, Twitter was barely a thing. And so we are starting from scratch. We're learning how to write in this way, and it's really easy once we can kind of get the feel of it. So that's what we're going to do today. So you're writing so that the focus is on you, and instead we want to focus on them, the client, the prospective client, our audience. That's really important. And so think about them. Think about the problems that they might encounter, things that are on their mind, items that we can start to discuss. Also, something that's really important is make it personal. People want to know you. They want to get to know you. They want to hear from you. You are a thought leader. You are a credible influencer in your market. You are a trusted source that they turn to for economic advice, for financial advice, for what's going on in this crazy world we live in. And so they also want to get to know you. So we know that personal posts, one that have your face in it, one that highlights your amazing team, one that is you with your family during the holidays or doing some nonprofit work on the weekends, whatever it might be, those are the posts that tend to do better. So make it personal. And also create posts and topics that are trending. Like I said, people want to know what's going on in the world. They want to hear it from someone like you that they trust. And so create posts around those topics. Today, I'm going to use the example of back to school. That is something that is relevant. You're all seeing awesome social posts of kiddos going back to school right now. And it's really fun to see, and those posts do well because people care. They're personal, and it is a current topic, and it's trending. And on the flip side, not just the personal stuff, but also people want to hear about the markets. They want to know what's going on. It is a wild world we're living in right now, and things seem to be changing by the second. And so the more we can communicate effectively and promptly regarding trending items of what's going on in this world, the better it will be received. So like I said, talk about hot topics. Now, we of course want to make sure that we're staying within compliance and that we are doing so in a tasteful and respectful manner, but talk about items that are going to encourage discussion. Make it interesting. Add your own 2 cents to it, right? People want to hear from you. They want to know what your thoughts are. So don't be afraid to share those, as long as, of course, it's in a respectful, tasteful manner. And of course, it's compliant. Always want to make sure that's very important. And then also highlight others, right? Highlight your friends, highlight COIs, share their work, share what they're doing, celebrate their wins. That's a really great way to catch attention, to build relationships, and also just to highlight and say congratulations, right? It's not always about us. And so we want to make sure that we are building community and those relationships. And of course, tag your friends, right? Write down a list of, on that notepad I told you to have, write down a list of maybe some businesses you could share, write down a list of some friends that, would be great to highlight, or maybe do a post together, maybe eventually a webinar. The world's your oyster. There's a lot of really fun things you can start to do, but these are some elements that do go into making a good social post. And also, same thing goes, I know it just said social post, but also emails. This is the exact same thing. This is what people want to hear from you. So whatever it is, those social posts, those emails, however you're communicating effectively and efficiently to your audience, this is the stuff that they want to hear about. So also, when we're talking about social, we want to use the algorithm to our advantage. So we know for a fact that comments are currency. So I just want to think about that, but it's very important to be active on these social pages. So like LinkedIn and business Facebook and those Twitter pages, engages often 3 to 5 times a week. So these are some tips and tools that you can use to use this algorithm towards your advantage. And also follow the 80-20 rule. So for every one of your posts, leave at least 5 comments on other people's posts. Think about this in the morning when you're drinking your coffee, before you really get going, or maybe when you're at home, starting to wind down for the day, watching some TV, jump on, leave 5 comments and posts. And this is important not only for the algorithm, but also for our body. So there are studies that have shown that dopamine is released every single time that we get that red notification, either on Facebook or LinkedIn. And so think about it. So when someone responds to a post you have, you get excited, you remember that that person commented. So we are reciprocating that act when we are able to like someone's post, share it, and of course, leave a meaningful comment. So get as many comments as possible and as quickly as possible. So like I said, comments are currency. So being able to build upon this quickly and effectively is a really great strategy to help gain some traction, and then use both your personal and business pages. So very important to use both. Tag your business page, tag your personal page. That helps influencers see not the bigger brand behind you and of course your business. And then also share posts that link out every now and then, but also we want to drive traffic to our website. So posts that link out, think every 3rd to 4th post. And then otherwise, we want to keep it native. We want to drive them either to our website or our landing page. We want to drive them to maybe a webinar we're doing or a podcast we just produced. So thinking about some of those fun elements there. So that is talking about that algorithm behind, so that's behind the scenes. And just some more ideas, how to use hashtags and tag others in our posts. So when we tag others in our posts, when we're tagging them, we're giving them that red notification saying, hey, they've been tagged in a post. This is going to automatically kind of give you a boost in the opportunity for engagement and for people to see it. So also don't forget to utilize these hashtags, great way. So utilize hashtags on trending topics, use these hashtags to your advantage. And like we said, more likes, reshares. And of course, we want to be respectful in this process. So don't over tag people, or if they ask to not be tagged, respect that, of course. But think of some friends that would also help you out here and would enjoy the opportunity to be in those posts as well. So some things to consider before we dive into the platform. So what is your brand? So define your brand rules, right? What's your voice? Is it very business professional? Is it very fun? Is it personal? Is it about family? So think about your brand, think about the logo you currently have and the voice you've used, right? If you have one of our websites, you probably talked about this when you were putting together your copy and the type of pictures you wanted to have. So what is your brand? So just some questions that I want to pose to you all to start to think about. And what are your brand colors? Because these are things that we can incorporate in our imagery. These are items that we can incorporate whether we are going to be using stock or custom images. And then also the size of images, right? So different images sizes are important for where we are posting. So just taking those into consideration, I threw those numbers out there. You can of course come into Mask of Our Tools or our knowledge-based articles on the FMG dashboard to find more information regarding image sizes and all of that. And of course, very, very important, we want to always respect copy laws. So when we're pulling imagery, we want to make sure that we are respecting all of that. We're not getting in trouble. We're playing by the rules. And then the next one is kind of your stock images and custom images. So when do we use stock images? When do we use custom images? There's a place for both, and we don't always have time to throw together custom images. So like I said, using the pros and cons of these to your advantage. And also thinking about your brand, right? Is it very business professional? Do we want to have a lot of stock images? Or do we want to create a lot of our own custom stuff? So finding that balance is really important. All right, so now we're going to just cover what is Unsplash. So Unsplash is an integration that you have within your FMG dashboard. So this is a program that was founded in 2013. It's a powerhouse of imagery. So this is where you can go to find hundreds of thousands of high resolution royalty-free photos. So again, we don't have to worry about getting in trouble utilizing these photos. They are high resolution. They look really nice, clean, and crisp. And so they are generating pictures all the time. And so I'm going to show you in the dashboard where you can find that integration. And the next one is Canva. So if you don't utilize Canva, this is a red flag to say, hey, join in. Canva is an awesome resource. It is a complimentary resource. It turns anyone into a graphic designer in seconds. So forget about Photoshop, forget about all of that. This is a company that has grown leaps and bounds, and it is complimentary. You can also pay for an upgraded subscription, but I do marketing every single day. I have regular subscription and it works great. So I'm also going to show you how we can utilize Canva, this tool, within the FMG dashboard. And then one more thing, one more way that we can share quickly and effectively and create those personal posts is from our mobile app. So if you don't have it already, FMG does have a mobile app. You can put your phone right up into this QR code and scan it. But from now on, so we've all done social posts the old way, even before FMG, or even before, you know, when we were first starting with email, we used to have to do it the old-fashioned way, right? We would take a picture, we would download it, we would upload it, we'd email it to ourselves, put it onto our computer, upload it, send it to compliance, wait for it to come back. And now that is no longer the case. So we can come in, I can use my phone right here, I can snap a picture utilizing the FMG app, easily upload it straight to social and or send via email. So really, really neat. So if you haven't done this, our last Did You Know webinar series was on the mobile app. So if you want to find that in our library of Did You Know webinars, there's one if you want to learn a little bit more about that. So wanted to highlight that and let you know that that's the third best way to be able to share really awesome stuff very easily, and you know, snap a picture and be able to send it right out. So now we will dive into our demo, where I'm going to take us to our FMG dashboard, and we are going to live in this social post place right here. So to familiarize yourself with the dashboard, on the left-hand side, we're going to come to our marketing tools, and we are then going to come over here to social, and then we're just going to create a social post from scratch today. So this is where I'm going to show you how to access Unsplash, where we can upload something from Canva and be able to post directly to our social media pages. And after this, I would love, so follow along with me, tag me in your posts if you're making one with me today. Would love to see them. So tag me on LinkedIn, would love to see everything that you guys are coming up with. So here it is. This is how we can write a post. We can start to create our post here. So I'm thinking along the lines of trending topics. And like I said earlier, I'm going to use the example of back to school. And so we can start to write this, you know, I love seeing all the great back to school photos. And then we want to, when we're thinking about posts, we also want to add thought-provoking questions. We want to add comments that are going to encourage people to comment as well. I remember, I'm going to do a little play on nostalgia. I remember my first day of first grade, like it was yesterday. And I'm going to come through and make some quick edits. This is where Grammarly comes in. Makes it really easy. But like my first day, I had my Disney lunchbox. What was on yours? Right, I'm just kind of thinking some things right off the top of my head, but we can also add our hashtags. Back to school, gonna hashtag my company, hashtag, and then let's start to build upon this, right? So we can now upload an image. So a couple of options here when we're uploading an image. The first one that you guys know, you can upload directly from your computer. I hit select upload, it's gonna take me to my hard drive and I can pull something directly from my computer. The other one that I want to talk about is Unsplash. So I can come into Unsplash, and this is a direct integration, very easy. I'm just gonna put back to school. And now I have all of these awesome social posts, or these captivating high resolution royalty-free photos. I can scroll and scroll and scroll. There are so many of them. And so I'm going to just pull this one, and we now have some basic editing capabilities where we can come in, we can crop it, we can rotate it if we need, but I think this looks great as is. And now I can hit post. So now I just pulled from Unsplash and being able to add it. So I got to give it a second for it to load, but it will pop up. And we can add multiple images to these social posts, or we can have just one. But for demo purposes, I'm going to start to just kind of add some in here. And now we can also design an image from Canva. So come to Canva, go to canva.com, create your own complimentary login. And now we can peruse all of their templates in here. So I'm just going to write back to school. And like I said, you can peruse all of these great templates, and you can come in and customize them. So I think, let's see, and these look great. You know, I think these kids look great. I think they're really cute. So I'm going to do this, but also I now want to make it personal. I want to add my logo to it. And so you can come in here and I can drag my logo right here. I can change the sizing of it. And look at that. So now we just created our own logo. But what's really cool is you can save your branding in here. So I have uploaded some of my own branding. I can keep my colors. So this is my FMG brand kit that you can see, and we can save those. I can save fonts. So really quickly create some, you know, if I wanted to change this font, I could do so very easily. So, which is really cool. So, you know, that nice chalkboard font right there, we added our logo. So I think you could easily upload a picture here. You can save your brand rules, your logo, your colors, and just pull them over really quickly. And then I can hit publish, and it's going to pull directly into my social media, my tool right here. And here they are. So I added 2 different types of photos, and so you can see the difference between those. And you can see right here, and like I said, we can have multiple, we can have just 1 or 2, and there we go. So now I just created an awesome back to school post, and then I just come up here and I select which social profiles I would like it to go to by hitting the Facebook or the Twitter and the LinkedIn, and then I can schedule these out. So again, thinking in advance, thinking about Monday morning, coming in, scheduling out a couple posts, and then setting them up for the rest of the week. So at that point, all you have to do is engage in that 80-20 rule and comment as posts are going out, because you have scheduled these out. So really cool to see. And also we can do this for emails as well. So we're spending a lot of time on social posts today, but this is a great way to do that. And what's cool is Canva also has some other, you know, dive around in there. You can also, in Canva, I'm just throwing some ideas. You can also create a LinkedIn cover photo. You can create pictures, or you can create a headliner for maybe a webinar coming up. You know, so I'm just going to show you guys some items in here. You know, online webinar. Here is one that I can change some of my upload pictures and add them. I might have my pictures somewhere in here. I might not, but let's pretend this is my headshot. I can add that. But really cool ways for you guys to be able to add. Oh, bring it over. Change date and time. Join us. So just some fun things that you guys can all do. So you don't have to just for social posts, but you can incorporate these into emails. You can change your LinkedIn cover photo. So a lot of really great tools here. And also, so just got a question, can we save it? So we can be able to save it as a draft. If maybe we want to come back to it later, we're not done with it, we can always do that as well. So that is our social. And just a quick reminder, if you haven't integrated all of your social media pages, make sure to do so with us today So come alongside here on the left-hand side, manage social media, and make sure that you have integrated those social pages so that you can easily send those out and make sure that they are active and not expired. And then also, so we'll go into email for our last couple of minutes and I'll open it up for some questions. But send email and where you can go to find those. So if we are doing email, I can create from scratch. Of course, I can peruse our content library, look at all those awesome emails that are already there. And if I want to add a picture from Unsplash, I can do so by coming here into image and upload image. And so it's going to automatically pull in a stock footage photo right here. But just by clicking on this, I can now, of course, upload from my computer, or we can pull from Unsplash. So, and this is something, I always use this in a lot of my demos when I'm talking about social, and it's just a really fun statistic that I found somewhat surprising was that posts of dogs and puppies actually perform better than children. So I always like to use the puppy example. I'll pull up some puppies here in Unsplash, but just a fun fact for you to take away. So start to think about, maybe you don't have any kids going back to school, you can put a little backpack on your pup or your cat and have some fun with it. But here we go. Here you can look at all of these. You can scroll for a very, very long time, finding just the right one. I'm going to use one that's going to capture the attention. So I like the bright colors. I think it'll stand out. So these are all some things that I'm thinking about as I'm selecting my imagery. And at this point, I'm just going to pick one, but maybe I'm sending a birthday message to someone, or I guess those are little elf ears, so maybe a holiday message. And so that is how we can add that imagery directly to our email as well. And so also, just a fun little tip as well, you can also hyperlink these images if they are in an email. So give it a second to load. It's coming over from Unsplash. We're bringing it into the FMG dashboard. We're going to have a little spinny wheel for a second, but it will come, promise. And we'll just hit reload. And it took too long, but you guys get the gist of it. That's how we can pull in these awesome posts from our Unsplash. And then also for Canva, when we're talking about emails, you would need to download it first to your computer and then upload it. That's the best way to do Canva with email as it stands today. So at this point, I would love to leave this open for any Q&A. Like I said, would love for you guys to tag me in some posts that you're creating. Would love to see what you're creating in Canva. And at this point, I'm going to watch the question box, see if anything comes through. And as I'm doing that, also want to bring some attention to our next Did You Know webinar series. So would love for you to join me again next month, but we are going to be covering video blogging and video. So that is where we're going. I know we got some questions about video right here. And so there's different ways that we can share those. And that's what we will be covering next time. And one of the questions, does FMG social media engine have polling capability? Not today. There is polling capability through Facebook and or LinkedIn. And so that is where we can go. Just ask for a link to Canva. So if you guys go to canva.com, let me see if I can put this in the chat to everyone. This is where you can go and easily create social posts. You can pull in really easy to build things. You can build, I'm thinking about webinar backgrounds, LinkedIn cover photos, have some fun with it. It's really easy. And so this is an awesome question that just came through. Should we post the same content to all media sites? Yes and no. So we talked about image sizes. So image sizes are really important when we're posting to specific sites. Also thinking about character limits. So character limits are different per, and I'm just sending that Canva link to you all. So character limits, so Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn all have different character limits. And so I would encourage you to share the same message, but vary in image sizes and maybe how the length of your text. So big fancy social media planners, they'll plan it all, and they'll have their LinkedIn posts, their Facebook posts, and their Twitter posts. But for you all, want to always keep it simple. So just making sure that we're keeping that in mind, that different platforms have different sizes and different length and content and character limits. Awesome. So this is a great question. We get it a lot of times is, what about Instagram? So Instagram is something that we keep our eyes out on all the time. And we are just waiting for our regulatory bodies that we listen to kind of give us the go ahead. But until really they change their ruling on it, we're just kind of going to sit by the wayside and just wait on the sidelines until we get the green light. So as of right now, no Instagram, but it can do that. So where do you go in Canva to preload your personal branding colors? So when you log in and you set up your profile, you can go into Canva, and this is mine, and you can come over here to, there's a couple different places you can go to. But you can come over here to brand, and that's a great place to start. You can start to upload all of your images and your fonts and your colors. All right. There's a couple other questions coming off. If there are any one-off questions, please reach out to me, reach out to your support. No matter where you are in the FMG dashboard, you can always find support. Feel free to chat with us, call us, email us. Also over here on the left-hand side, if you go to help and knowledge-based articles, great places to come. For example, Unsplash. You can come in here, you can see some articles on Unsplash, you can type in LinkedIn, all great resources for you to master these tools on your own. Awesome. So I'm going to end on this question. This is a really great one that just came through, but off the top of your head, what are some great posts for an advisor who caters more towards retirees? Okay, so think about what retirees want to do. Think about your target audience. Think about what they are thinking about. If I'm thinking about retirees, and I'm going to think about my parents. They love to travel, they love wine, and they love golf. So I'll use that kind of as my base for some fun ideas, but also that is something. So what's on their mind? What's on their mind is, can I retire? What is on their mind is the markets that are going on. So coming into the FMG dashboard, going into the content library and looking at our current events, this is a really great place to find some hot topics and topics that are really important that are happening right now. But also when I'm looking for inspiration for what to post, sometimes, we just, with writer's block, we don't know what to share, we don't know what to say. I come in here and I'll type in retirement. And this is what I use as my inspiration. This is what I use to start to give me some ideas. So come in here, use these posts as your own, use them for inspiration. So you can come in here, you can type in retirement, millennial, travel, blogs, a bunch of really great stuff. So that is going to conclude our, and so I've just got one more question, and then we'll please reach out to us. Want to, of course, respect everyone's time today, but does FMG users get a free access to Canva? Canva is a complimentary tool with or without FMG, so that is something that you guys can go up and sign up for. And of course, a little bit a plug for our Do It For Me program that just came up. If you go to our website and go to the Do It For Me, we now have a program that is just that. We now know that you guys are so busy, and so there is a Do It For Me program that you can have an awesome team of marketers help you out with your marketing. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Reach out, would love to hear what it is you're doing, would love to answer any questions you may have, and join us for our next Did You Know webinar series in September. Thank you everyone, have a fabulous day.